Yeah, okay. Hello. Yeah. So I'll be speaking on the experiences we have on open surgery versus EVAR or TEVAR. And as this session is named, the devil's advocate. So as the devil or whatever you might call it, what we see, I'm trying to present here. So this is a case, and I'll just briefly browse through the images. So we get complex amount of anatomical variations. This is one DTA aneurysm that we came across that we did by open surgery. This one, I'll go to the next slide quickly. I apologize. So I don't know if you can appreciate, but after the intervention, we saw a huge amount of clot, as you can see here. These are the challenges that we face with this anatomy. This one also a complex aneurysm. This one a post-subclavian DTA aneurysm. This one, this dissection case, actually the post-operative image is somewhere here. And this case is a classic case of post-subclavian DTA aneurysm that had a very narrow segment which could not have been treated by any sort of intervention, as you can see here. It'll come up shortly. Yeah. So we had to reimplant the subclavian as well in this case. And with the new improved techniques of what we go through is axillary and femoral exposure and cannulation and DHCA. And the postoperative course is practically smooth in all of these patients. And touch wood, we did not have any perioperative mortality in any of these cases. This one is a complex case which had intervention later on. And I want to show the endoleak that we faced in this case. If I'm not wrong, he had some Loyer-Dietz syndrome and he had repeated interventions. So, yeah. So to briefly summarize it, the anatomical difficulties where we can't approach with the EVAR or TEVAR and the clots with their compression effect and the end organ ischemia that we face, it makes us very difficult, to go ahead with interventions in these cases. And this is what we face in our daily practice. So no matter what type of anatomy we see before, this is a happy picture for all of us. And, at the end of the OT where you practically don't see any sort of major bleeding and everything, and you can just close the lateral thoracotomy along with the median sternotomy if needed, and the patient goes home on POD 6 or 7 maximum. So anyway, coming up to the complications, I'm sure everyone in this room are aware of this. This is a paper from MassGen. It has evidence that, every 16 to 38 is a large number, and 1 out of 3 patients undergoes some complication or the other with the endovascular aneurysm repair. And then there are endoleaks, graft migration, collapse, kinking, stenosis of the endograft limb, graft infection, end organ ischemia. Then we had one patient, like I couldn't present the image, the groin wound infection for access vessel. It was completely, shattered. The groin repair was very difficult in that case. So these are the challenges that we face. And of course, this is a proven fact that reintervention rate is obviously higher in EVAR or TEVAR. And there is, query regarding the perioperative mortality benefit. The evidence shows that 30-day mortality is more in open surgery, but there are papers to contradict the same. And then there is the case of, aneurysm rupture, retrograde dissection, and then the cost of the entire procedure, which in open surgery is practically the half of whatever we, get with the EVAR or TEVAR. And the overall survival benefit, as is seen in the evidence, is usually lost after 2 to 3 years. I'll be backing up my claims with these with a few papers later on. So as we know, the endoleaks, this is the classification from the joint statement that was released in, I think, 2021. So I have already described these. I won't go into the details. I'm sure everybody knows all of these. These are actual cases of what we face. So yeah, this NEJM article, this encompassed around 40,000 patients. Definitely the perioperative mortality in EVAR was around 2%. It was around 5% in open surgery. But then we saw that the rates of survival was better for open surgery beyond 2 to 3 years. Even at 5 years, 8 years of follow-up, open surgery triumphed EVAR or TEVAR. And the reintervention rates were definitely higher in EVAR. So yeah, the rate of late rupture was significantly higher. As you can see in the graph, after around 2 years, the graphs kind of merge, and practically there is no extra survival benefit. This is a paper from Japan where they studied around 162 patients, and they found no difference in the 30-day mortality rate, no difference in the eventual survival. The EVAR had higher reintervention rate. And as you can see in Japanese yen, the cost of the EVAR was around 1.2 million yen more, and the reintervention was also significantly higher. And as you can see, the expected and observed mortality rate, what they saw, even for the perioperative 30-day mortality, was, there was no statistical significance in this. So that is why I said there is contradictory evidence as to whether really EVAR or TEVAR gives a substantial 30-day survival benefit. These are the Kaplan-Meier curves, and you can see that the EVAR has more reintervention rate, and survival rate, you can see it eventually gets the same in long term. This is also a paper from Italy where they 17 years of experience they put together, and they saw that open surgery was definitely, there was no questions asked in unsuitable anatomy, retrograde involvement of the arch, ascending aortic ectasia or aneurysm. And as you can see, 16% was the number for open surgery mortality in hospital, I mean, and 13% in TEVAR. But there was no statistical significance. P was around, P value was 0.7. No difference in end organ ischemia. They studied everything like renal damage, cerebrovascular events, everything. Better long-term survival in open surgery, and freedom for intervention was also better in open surgery. This is the consensus statement that I was talking about. And the statement starts off by saying these lines, this very paragraph, and even with the continuing evolution of TEVAR, open surgery has become even more important. So I don't think I need to go into the details of all of these, the landing zones, and how 3 and 4 are practically okay for us, but as it goes into zone 2, it is difficult. And as much as I criticize this, but still I'd say that it is a joint team approach, and not just us, it involves also the radiologists and the anesthesia people, internal medicine, critical care. But still, the condensed current evidence, it continues to favor open surgery in the majority of the studies and the entire population per se. And I'd finish off by saying that this should be a joint team approach, and TEVAR and open surgery, also be it EVAR, it should be complementary rather than competing. So it isn't a question of the devil or the good shepherd. Whatever is necessary for the patient, we want to advocate for that. So I'll conclude my talk by thanking everyone in the audience and thanking the chairperson. So thank you.